2020. Today I want to speak on what I've been doing in the community on a daily basis since 2017, all the while still having to deal with constantly being pulled over by APD, approximately 20 to 30 times. I started a business called Chicano Times, selling Mexican cultural merchandise at events, eventually using the name while involved in the community by doing events and shows, promoting businesses, doing protests for these businesses, doing immigration marches, community cleanups. Before the pandemic, I also attended approximately 15 different neighborhood group meetings with the city of Aurora, city aldermen, and COP officers. I also run a boxing club for youth. I do events with this club, as well as partaking in numerous activities in the community. During all these activities, APD officers are normally involved. I've worked with them on numerous occasions. They've even had their police cars side by side with ours at car shows. Late last year, I was working with Kent County Sheriff Ron Hain to go into the county jail to work with the inmates detained there. However, this issue I have with APD has been prolonging that progress. Since 2017, I have been profiled by APD officers and detectives, mostly by the types of cars I drive and by my appearance, as I am involved with the lowrider community, the lowrider culture. As I stated earlier, being pulled over approximately 20 to 30 times since 2017. Each time they came up with some type of minor traffic violation they say I committed. The majority of the stops never resulted in a ticket. 2 that were written were dismissed at trial. I've even been retaliated against for filing a complaint, pulled over by the same officer 3 times within a few months. My complaint was never investigated. When I went to file another one on this same officer, I was told I couldn't because I took too long to file, and that there was no one above this sergeant that I could speak to. For the incident of April 2020, I have a pending civil suit.
You ready? Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm Kim Bright, the chair of the Civilian Review Board. It's my pleasure to welcome you to our April meeting. We call the meeting to order at this time. Ms. Cassis, could you please call the roll?
Kim Bright,
Present.
Timothy Brown, Rajesh Shah, Vincent Gaddis,
Present.
Jacqueline Gibson, Ginger Ingram, Andrea McMillan,
Present.
Lily Rocha, Curtis Wilson.
And do we have others present?
We have Deputy Chief Matt Thomas present, and if anyone else wants to announce themselves, you're more than welcome to. Michelle Williams is here. No one wants to announce themselves? That's okay. Alright. And Corporation Counsel Marissa Spencer is present.
We do want to welcome Deputy Chief Thomas to our meeting. It's his first time with us, and we're glad that you're joining us this evening. So the first item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from the meeting of Thursday, January 20th, 2022. Are there revisions to the minutes? Or is there a motion to approve the minutes? I do have revisions. You can make a motion, we can do discussion.
I make a motion to approve the minutes pending your motion to edit them.
Okay. And is there a second for that motion? Thank you. So the revisions that I'm proposing to the minutes for January 20th. pages 3 and 4. So on page 3, and I discussed these with Ms. Cassis today a little bit. On page 3, where it talks about outreach activity number 1. And it says that Member Rocha made a motion to approve to go forward with this agenda item. It should say to go forward with this outreach activity, because the agenda item is what's being discussed. And then on page 4, where it says outreach activity number 2, just wanted the wording to be consistent, that it should be APD interactions with citizens with mental health challenges / intellectual and developmental disabilities. And also with respect to that one, the same revision to say Member Rocha made a motion to approve to go forward with this outreach activity rather than the agenda item. Are there any further revisions to the minutes? Or questions or comments about those revisions? It's been moved and seconded that the January 2022 minutes be approved with the revisions cited. And we'll take the vote on those minutes at this time. Ms. Casey?
Kim Bright,
Aye.
Timothy Brown, Vincent Gaddis,
Aye.
Ginger Ingram, Andrea McMillan,
Aye.
Lily Rocha,
Aye.
Curtis Wilson.
You can still technically vote if you want to, you just have to review that, but you're welcome to stay as well.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from Thursday, March 17, 2022. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from that meeting?
I second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes from the meeting of Thursday, March 1st, 2022. Any discussion on that motion? Seeing none, Ms. Cassis, could you call the roll for that?
Kim Bright,
Aye.
Timothy Brown, Vincent Gaddis,
Aye.
Ginger Ingram, Andrea McMillan,
Aye.
Lily Rocha,
Aye.
Curtis Wilson.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is a discussion of a special meeting on either May 9th or May 11th. I'd like to do it preferably on May 9th. If you're available, I believe that's a Monday. And the agenda lists the items that would be discussed at that time. That would be when we would approve our board recommendations to the chief for the cases we review tonight. We would discuss the strategic plan update, as well as talk about the Civilian Review Board webpage, and also give an update on our outreach activity. And if there are other items, of course, you would be able to let me know if there are other items. Those are the things that we see so far that would be discussed in the agenda. Is there a motion to approve a special meeting being scheduled for May 9th, 2022?
A motion to approve a special meeting on May 9th, 2022.
Is there a second for that motion?
I second. Ginger Ingram.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded that the board approve and schedule a special meeting on May.
Point of order.
Sure.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay, let me state the motion and then we can, okay. Approval of a special meeting on May 9th, 2022. Is there any discussion of that motion? Dr. Gaddis?
Please remind me again of the time.
Oh, okay, well, it's 6 o'clock. Do you make that
I
part
can
of
do
the
that.
motion? Yes, it's in the same location. Is there any further discussion on the motion? Other questions? Okay. Ms. Cassis, could you call the roll for the vote?
Kim Bright,
Aye.
Timothy Brown, Vincent Gaddis,
Aye.
Ginger Ingram, Andrea McMillan,
Aye.
Lily Rocha,
Aye.
Curtis Wilson.
Thank you, members. do we have members of the public wishing to offer public comment?
Yes, we have 4 members of the public. First one is Maria.
Well, will you please read our rules for public comment?
Yes. Pursuant to the Open Meetings Act, all persons shall be permitted an opportunity to address the board under the rules established and recorded by City Council. Under our rules, any person may address the Civilian Review Board for up to 3 minutes with a maximum of 30 minutes allotted for all public comment. No person other than the timekeeper or the chair, for the purpose of maintaining order, may interrupt a person recognized for public comment his or her comments. Members of the Civilian Review Board shall not engage with or nor respond to a speaker during the time set aside for public comment. Staff is directed to follow up with members of the public with respect to any concerns raised during public comment within the scope of the city's authority following the adjournment of this meeting.
Thank you. Ms. Cassis, would you read the name of the first person to offer public comments this evening?
Maria?
Hello. I am Maria Saltijeral. Hello, I'm Maria Saltijeral. I am a longtime resident of Aurora and now a small business owner in the downtown area for the last 3 years. 2 years ago, that dream just about died because of the Aurora Police Department. After surviving COVID shutdowns, vandalism, and the strategic disregard of businesses like ourselves on Galena and Broadway during the riots, they were the straw that broke the camel's back. They were the cause of the arrest of my business partner, charging him with obstruction of justice. Get to know that phrase, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to see a lot of that with this department. No actual crime. He didn't do anything to cause them to violate his civil rights. Just some very ugly egos in this administration. On audio during the arrest, Officer Dave Bryan, you may want to get familiar with his records as well, asked, "Is this your shop?" And when my partner said, "Yeah, what did I do? It is my shop," the officer clearly says, "Well, not anymore." I almost allowed that statement to be true. Almost. So I'm here today, hoping to see integrity and desire for justice in your eyes for all of us equally. The mayor and APD don't seem to believe in this anymore. Please fight and take a stand for the citizens of Aurora and demand your position to be an instrument of a change and that this board matter. Stop this from just being a checkpoint for a mayor running us over on the road to his political journey. Thank you.
Our second member of the public is Edward Ashe.
Here we go again. My name's Edward Ashe. I'm here to speak about the community and things that's going on. I see y'all can't respond, but I think that's a burden because we need response back from the community if we're here speaking to y'all. That's what they do in the city council meetings. Let us talk and they don't say anything back. But here we go. So my name's Edward Ashe. I've been fighting for the community, or I've been affected by the community ever since I was about 14 years old. Been fighting for the community before these past 2 years, and ever since these past 2 years, I've been in meetings, I gave ideas, I stood to the community and gave ideas, and the truth is that they take our ideas, right, and then they turn it around against us. And those who are strong in the community that can speak up and stand up against them and who know what they do wrong can hold them accountable because of the past history that we have, Also, the charges that's been filed in the cases that we beat, they try to shut us down, and I'm one of those that they try to shut down. They could not stop me, and everything they had tried to put on me, I had beaten, and I stand alone in the community as well with the community, but I'm not with the organization. I'm on my own, and I speak from my own experience. So what I'm gonna tell you about that is because I'm in the community, and because I'm fighting, because I'm beating them, they've been outside my house for sure for the past 2 years, harassing me, standing outside my house, parking down the street, pulling me over for no reason. I come down to make a complaint about the situations that's happening. Dan Eppert, Sergeant Rowley comes to the front, and they tell me that what the police are doing is not threatening. They're not harassing me, and I see that they're doing it all under the scoping of policing. So at the end of the day, no disrespect to all of you all, but we know how the Citizens Review Board came up during the second situation where they arrested the man for the firecrackers. And all I'm saying is that Richard Irvin somewhat picked all of you all to be here. And at the end of the day, I'm wondering how much experience do we have in the police messing with you all, or how much experience you have, so when the situations come up, y'all can do something. But I'm gonna say this one more time, and I'm gonna get up out of here. They're harassing us. They're outside of our houses. They're pulling us over for no reason. And then at the same time, we're coming to make complaints with the Aurora Police Department, and they have no type of understanding and wanting to bring this forward to hide it from you guys and also to hide it from the public. That way they can continue to say what they're doing is okay and receive awards for Aurora for being the best city, when at the end of the day, we've been crying out for 2 years and ain't nobody heard us. Ain't nobody said nothing. They've stole all our ideas. Everybody's kept their mouth quiet, and then they fill positions with people with education. But yet again, at the end of the day, education and ties to the mayor, but no experience and getting harassed. And let alone people like me, you don't want to come and communicate with me, so I can let you know how they do it, where they do it, and how they get away with it. Because everybody knows I can expose them. So at the end of the day, we're looking for you all to start exposing people. Hit the button, but at the end of the day, we're looking for you all to expose people, because this cannot continue to go on. Y'all have a duty, and the duty is to the community.
Thank you, sir. Your time is up.
Amen.
Third speaker is Miles.
Amen, buddy.
Good afternoon. I'm just gonna echo what some of our community members have already stated. My experiences with APD began when I was a youth, a teenager. Most recently, July 2020, my partner had an overdose in my apartment, and APD showed up, and instead of rendering aid or allowing me to render aid, they slammed me against the wall and prevented me from performing CPR, and began treating the situation like a crime scene. Luckily, my partner survived that overdose thanks to the paramedics. But later on in that year, I had 3 incidents with APD, and they know me. Specifically, Officer Brian and his gang know me as a community activist. We're fighting to reimagine the concept of safety. Safety is jobs, right? Safety is meaningful employment, education. Safety will never be a pudgy white guy with a gun. Y'all were supposed to chuckle there. Officer Brian and his crew would stalk me, park outside my apartment at the Artisan Lofts, and broke my windows and my vehicle, dragged me, threw me against the ground. 4 or 5 this is all captured on video. 4 or 5 officers put their entire weight behind my back. I was screaming, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. That was December 14th, 2020. 2 days prior, December 12th, once again in front of my apartment. They saw me outside my apartment and slammed me against the glass windows of my apartment.